Welcome to WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. And now, here's your host, Randy Harris.
Serving in local government can be a challenge. You get involved because you want to help your community. You have your own thoughts on what you think will help, but then reality sets in and things come at you from out of nowhere. When I was mayor, I used to say, big decisions come and go, but you still have to address the constituent who is worried about her neighbor's weeds. Joni Stafford Barrett is president of the Winslow Town Council. We're going to discuss Joni and some of the issues with the town, the future, right after this.
This is Kyle Hathaway with Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard. We have the equipment and crew to take care of your earth moving needs, septic installs, and digging out what you need dug out. We also deliver rock, and we maintain and pump septics. We're just a couple miles away. Call Hathaway Excavating at 812-582-2646.
WFPC is sponsored by the Dustin Schnare Agency for Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Dustin and his staff, including Tyler Dillon, are right here in Pike County. It's face-to-face, and they guide you through the process of insurance. Whether it's home, auto, farm, commercial, or life, the Dustin Schnare Agency is here to help. Call the Dustin Schnare Agency at 812-766-1117 or stop in at the new office on State Road 61 at Petersburg. This program is sponsored in part by Dr. Clint Schultz with Schultz Eye Care in Petersburg. Schultz Eye Care offers comprehensive dilated eye exams, contact exams, a huge selection of name brand frames for glasses and sunglasses, and if you buy a pair, get a second pair at 50% off and a year's supply of contacts at 25% off. Schultz Eye Care is an independent office and are open through the week except Tuesday afternoon. The phone number is 812-354-9400. Joni, welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We have similar background.
We do.
We government. Prior to that, radio.
Yeah, your radio time is longer than mine, but yeah.
It's all fun, isn't it?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So let's go back even before radio, and if you come back into that, that's fine. But your Providence, walk us through your journey. You grew up, you're a Pike County girl.
I am. Pike County girl my whole life. Grew up in Spurgeon. My mom actually graduated from Spurgeon High School. My dad graduated from Standell High School. Funny story, my dad had 8 in his graduating class.
Wow.
4 boys and 4 girls. And mother had 16, so it was a much larger school. So they would joke about that all the time. Spurgeon was much larger. But yeah, I grew up in Spurgeon, went to Winslow Elementary, Pike Central High School. Graduated Pike Central High School in 1991. Went on to college at Wabash Valley in Mount Carmel, Illinois, and I was a radio TV broadcast major.
Where all did you work in radio?
After my
TV?
time at Wabash Valley, I worked at WRBT and WYER is the AM in Mount Carmel. I did a little bit of time doing some weekends at WYNG in Evansville. And I might have done 1 or 2 shifts at WFPC, but that's fuzzy. I think I did.
That went through my mind this morning.
Yeah, I think so.
I had been at WYNG prior to you.
Yes. Yeah. Gentleman that I did mornings with at WRBT, Eric Page. I don't know if you're familiar with Eric. He had moved on to WYNG and reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to do some weekends?" I'm like, "Sure, do some weekends." So,
I know his name, but I don't think I ever worked with him.
He rock and roll. He did rock and roll. Yeah.
So today, you've got a family.
Yes.
You've got a job.
Yes.
And then you took on this new challenge to run for Winslow Town Council.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
it all started. My husband and I have been married for 15 years. He's not from here. He's from Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. We started our family. I was 39 when I had my daughter, Naomi, and 44 when my son was born, DJ, and we lived in Spurgeon. And Naomi started playing t-ball in Winslow. And Jamie and I both worked in Jasper. So one of us would run home, get the kids, go to Winslow to play ball. The other one would come straight from work to Winslow, and then we'd be there all night, and then back to Spurgeon and start all over again. And I told him...
A lot of windshield.
Yes. I'm like, now I know how my mom felt, because we grew up in Spurgeon, and there was 4 of us in things, and I'm like, no. But Mom didn't work. She was home. I'm like, we need to move closer to school. That was the whole reason that we put our house up for sale in Spurgeon, and it sold in a day.
Wow.
It went very fast, and we're like, ooh, we got to find somewhere to go. And there was a home in Winslow that had been flipped that we fell in love with, and we moved to Winslow. And, in my mind, it's always been, we moved to Winslow so that we were closer to the school. But I know in my spirit, we moved to Winslow because the Lord was calling us there. The Lord was calling me to Winslow Town Council.
You never know what he has in mind for us.
No, you don't. And sometimes I'm like, no.
Our plans are pushed out of the way.
Yes. And when I first ran for town council, I thought, you mentioned the neighbors' weeds.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. This is going to be fun. We'll find some grant money, and we'll get rid of some blight houses and old buildings that are falling down, and it's going to be so much, that's going to be fun. And we've got to do very little of that, because once elected and I got in there and we saw what the need for the wastewater and the need for the drinking water and how severe it was and how expensive it is and lack of funds, it overtook all of my fun hope that I was going to have, and really sent me down a different path.
Well, and you've been so involved. It's not the two meetings a month.
No.
That
No, it's not.
And your town council president.
Yes.
That's basically the same as being mayor.
Yes.
And it's all consuming.
It is.
You can give all the time that you want to that.
Yes.
For very little money.
Very little. Yeah. And I don't begrudge any of it. I do work full time. The company I work for is out of California. I manage government contracts for them. I'm blessed with my career. I'm blessed that I work from home, because if I need to run uptown to town hall to help with something or do something, I can. I've had that flexibility.
Take your laptop with you.
Absolutely. I can work from anywhere. So it's in my bag now. If I have to here in a little bit, I'll go sit out there and work. But that's been a blessing. But it's also kind of been a curse, because I sleep very little, because there's always something to do. It is all consuming. It really is. And I don't say it as a pat on my back, but I can very easily put 40 hours a week into Winslow stuff, if not more.
Easy.
And then 40 plus for my job, 2 young kids in sports, my husband, church. I mean, sometimes it's overwhelming.
And then you take on appointments.
Yes.
Other boards.
Yes.
And
yes, I serve on the Region 15 Executive Board, and the Pike County EDC Executive Board, and it always leads to something more. But those contacts are priceless. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
They help you in other avenues that you don't even see at the time.
Absolutely.
Because you've got friends in different aspects of life that have an understanding on this.
And even what I've learned so much from people in other communities. On the Region 15 board,
Great resource.
Oh my gosh, it is. And all the other local government officials that are on the board, I can reach out to them anytime. Like, hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? And it's been a wonderful experience.
Great. And we appreciate that you're dedicated to it. I know you are.
Thank you.
Because it's just how you handle things.
Yes, I'm trying. I'm tired right now,
So-
but it's going to be okay.
You mentioned something, water and sewer.
Yes.
Let's get down to the let's get down to the problem. You've got a water system that is pretty expensive to operate, and you've got so few customers.
Yes.
And then sewer system, which will be part B of this, you've got even fewer users on that, and that's an expensive operation.
Yes.
And there's years. I'm not faulting anyone. It's just the way of life in a small council situation, or small department. But you've got 100 years of neglect.
Yes.
And you don't want water rates to be too high that people can't afford to. You're paying them.
Exactly.
And you want more people to pay into them.
Yes.
So you're doing everything you can to keep those user fees low, but you've got such an operation that takes money.
Yes.
So talk to us. Where is Winslow today on water and sewer? And two different subjects, I know.
Yes. Our drinking water issues, to me, is more urgent than the wastewater. I mean, they both have some urgency to them, but the drinking water, because we have some aged pipes in the ground, some from the 1940s that are cast iron, and I mean, they're old, and it's our main ones that run down Main Street. And anytime there's a pressure variance, so if we are flushing our hydrants, which we have to do twice a year, any pressure variance at all causes leaks. It just blows the pipes.
Leaks and breaks up the little particles that have been building up for 80 years.
Yes, and
Calcium.
I didn't bring all my facts with me, but the amount of leaks we've had in the last 4 years it's a lot, which is costly to fix. You know, you have to. First, you have to pay your staff to fix them. They never break at 8 a.m. It's always 8 p.m. So you've got overtime, you've got the materials, and frankly, we've got water literally running down the drain that we are paying for because we do not produce our own water. We purchase. So we're paying for that water. There it goes while the lake's running. We have an old tower that we were having issues with our residual readings for our chlorine in our tower, so we drained it. We got quotes to fix, to fix the tower and get it full again, and we can't afford any of it. We're in the black, but it's not good. We don't have the reserves that we need. A few years ago we did have a rate increase, which is very unpopular. But there hadn't been a rate increase for 13 years.
No one wanted to take it on.
And I understand that. But in business, you can't, you have to, because our water rates that we're purchasing go up every year. Everything has gone up. Inflation has been horrible in the last years. My phone bill went up, my electricity bill, everything has gone up, and we could not avoid it any longer. It was a horrible time. It was bad. It was not good, but we did it. We bit the bullet.
And when Centerpoint, I'm picking on Centerpoint. When Centerpoint raises their bills, they're not accessible.
No.
Exactly. I see you at the ball games.
Yes.
You're right here in front of me.
Yep.
How can you do that to us?
Yes.
But Sparklight, Frontier.
They don't know.
I think my Frontier's almost tripled
Yes.
in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It all goes up, but here we are down on the front line.
Yes. And one of the things I think I've learned the most during my term, I am a firm believer that a small town should not be in the utility business. We should not be in the utility business. There's not enough resources. There's not enough customers to keep up with maintenance and with cost. And it's a full-time job to run a utility. And we don't have full-time employees that do that. It's a council, and we're all elected, and we're all part-time. And it's to me, it's like it is not a good business model.
Well, and back to your earlier statement, you come in there thinking you're going to have 2 meetings a month, and you're going to talk
Yes.
about flower pots
Yes.
on Main Street.
Yes. Yes.
And you get into it,
Mm-hmm.
and besides being mom and wife,
Mm-hmm.
and the things you've got going on at church,
Mm-hmm.
and your real job,
Yep.
the one that pays,
Yes. That's the important one.
then you've got another 40+ hour job,
Yes.
and it's a challenge.
And I'm only.
And thank good, you're a thinker.
I am, and I'm a pure thinker. I've always been. I want to know the root cause. I want to know the history. I'm a high level thinker, and that's where I immediately went. Once I realized what was going on in Winslow with the water and the sewer, I'm like, oh well, why can't we make this one big project? Why does it have to be 2? So that led me down a rabbit hole, and okay. Well, how did we even get here? So that led me down, I'm going down all these rabbit holes trying to figure it out. And then when I come up here and I look at it, life is different than when I was a kid. The county is different. The towns are different. Schools, things are just different. And, I hear about regionalization of utilities, and I'm like, that's smart, because the days
Pulls
of old,
all sources together.
yes, the days of old are gone.
We experienced that at the radio station.
Yes.
There just wasn't enough commerce to
Yes.
sustain.
Yes.
So there was a company with 11 other stations
Yep.
that said, we can put this all together.
Yep. And
it breaks your heart.
it does. It
but
does.
what keeps it going? It's still going today.
Yes. And it's everything. It's not just utilities. It's the population is dropping in our county. We need to get it up. We need to, and it's the same in Winslow. Without more water customers, I don't know what we're going to do.
2 of my closest friends are the Hearing Boys.
Yes.
And a few others that grew up with them that tell me what a great community Winslow was to grow up in the 60s and 70s, and even beyond. But it's all changed. Just people change.
Yeah.
Towns change. We have Marilee Hume on here
Yeah.
a few months ago, and what a bustling community.
Yes. And Spurgeon was the same way.
Well,
Even before I was growing
your
up.
Spurgeon scenario, you had to be what fit your family.
Yes.
You're working out of Jasper. Your kids are playing ball
Yep.
in Winslow. It made more sense to be closer to work, closer to haul the kids around.
Yes.
Those kids take a lot of time, don't
Yes,
they?
they do.
So, and they're worth every
Oh,
minute.
yes, they are.
But I always wondered if better vehicles that back in the day in the 40s, 50s, and 60s drove them to a bigger community. I wonder if today's technical society is going to bring them back, because
Yeah.
wouldn't you rather grow up? Wouldn't your kids grow up
Yes.
in this community
Yeah.
than a bigger community.
Yeah. And that, that when I was talking about how blessed I am with my job, I mean, I sit in Winslow, Indiana and talk to people all over the country, all over the world. The company that owns our company is in Norway.
Wow.
I've been to Norway. I've got to visit Norway for work. And I spent 27 years at Kimball International. And I'm just a girl from Spurgeon. Mm-hmm. And I got hired as a temp and got hired on and spent 27 years there and have traveled and seen and done things that it's just amazing that I've got to do that. And with the technology, I can do that from anywhere now. So you're right. I'm hopeful that is.
Oh, would you rather live in Pike County?
Oh, yes.
Than
yes, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yes.
This program is sponsored in part by the Log Inns Farm, Bed, and Breakfast, just 3 miles west of Petersburg off of State Road 56. It's peaceful, quiet, and you're surrounded by nature in a traditional farm environment. It's nestled in the countryside of a southern Indiana working farm growing grain, hay, and livestock. It incorporates 2 vintage log cabins. Call the Log Inns Farm, Bed, and Breakfast at 812-354-2192. If you are considering buying or selling your home or property, call Harris Real Estate. Real estate is local, and we are too. Over the years, Harris Real Estate has listed and sold hundreds of properties right here. We have clients looking for homes and properties. We know the business, and we know Pike County. 612 East Main Street, Petersburg. Text or call 812-380-1065. There's a lot of summer dust in Pike County, and when you wash your vehicle on a regular basis, you're easier to see. You preserve the life of your vehicle, help maintain its value, protect its paint, prevents corrosion, and it just looks better. It still only takes 6 quarters to get it started or your credit card. That's what it's always been. Stop by Petersburg Car Wash today, 401 South 9th Street, Petersburg. Keep it clean.
But
we have warts. We have scars.
well, yes.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. But, I mean, change is inevitable. I would rather be in front of it. That's where I want to be. I want to be in front of the change to be able to react and be more proactive than where we're at now. And I just haven't figured out how to do that yet.
You're working on
Maybe
it.
4 more years. I don't know.
So back on water sewer.
Yes.
What are you working on? You're a proactive person. What are you and the other council members working on toward the future?
For our wastewater project, we are under an agreed order with IDEM and have been since, I think it was 2017. That IDEM came in and said, your I&I is too high. So we've got too much water infiltrating our system. The things that the previous boards...
And that infiltration comes from broken
pipes.
sewer lines.
Broken sewer lines.
And broken water lines that feed into those sewer lines.
And it also, a lot of Winslow is in a floodplain. So we have several manholes, and we also have a pump station that's in a floodplain. So when we get, we had the flood not too long ago.
It was...
Oh, yeah. They are underwater. Well, you can't keep water from infiltrating a manhole that's under 3 foot of water. It's got to go somewhere.
Go to its lowest point.
Yeah. So these are things that we have been working on, and the boards before us, also the 2 before me, those boards have worked and done what we could little by little to fix the problems that we could afford to fix at a time. So we have been able to do things, but the fact that the pipes have big holes in them and water's running in them, we don't have the money to fix that ourselves. So searching for funding has been non-ending and exhausting. I feel like, I have conversations with Mayor Clips a lot, and I always, anytime I drive through a town, I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous of their sidewalks and streetlights. And now Mayor Clips, I'm like, I'm jealous of your sewer and your water and your street lights. And it, I feel like Winslow is 20 years behind starting to find the funding. I know how long it took Mayor Clip. It's taken the mayors here in Petersburg to find the funding and to move along to get to where they're at. And I feel like we're like 20 years behind. So the funds and the resources that Petersburg has had and the other communities have is gone. So now we're trying to figure out,
so
where do we find it?
They're always placing that money in different pockets.
Yes. So we're chasing it and trying to find it. I'm very appreciative of the county. We do have an engineering firm that's done our preliminary engineering report for our wastewater. They've gone in with video camera to do camera work in our sewer pipes, because the best story you can tell of how bad it is,
documentation.
Hopefully, then you can get some money. We were able to do 20% of the town with the funds that we had, and but to do the rest of the town was going to be about $250,000, and we didn't have it. So
qualify for those grants.
To hopefully qualify for those grants,
they want it documented.
It's all a crapshoot. It's all throwing darts. Hopefully we go through this and it works and we get it. But I was able to approach the county and I'm like, look, we need help. The citizens of Winslow pay Pike County taxes too. We need some help. So, I'm very thankful for the commissioners and the council for voting and giving us the money that we needed to finish up doing the CCTV. Of that. Looking forward to, I was talking to the engineering firm last week. Hopefully they'll get that scheduled and finish up with the CCTV when we can wrap up our engineering report and start the search for some grants. But when I took office almost 4 years ago, we had an engineering report and a project for the wastewater, and it was right around $3.5 million that we needed. Now, 4 years later, our engineering report showing that the whole project will be about $9.5 million. So we've gone from 3.5 to 9.5 just with the economy. And the scope has changed a little bit of the project, not a lot, but a little bit. And sometimes when I think about 3.5 to 9.5, that's when I don't sleep at night because that's considerable difference. And then when you add our drinking water on top of it, we do have an engineering report and we're seeking funds for that also. That's an additional $4.5 million. So in Winslow, we're looking at $15 million. We have 784 residents, 300 and some odd utility customers. It's not enough to spread that around. We can't borrow the money because we can't pay it back. We would have to raise our rates 250% to even pay back just to borrow the money that we need to fix it. So that's what keeps me up at night, Randy. I don't know.
Well, and I know you are working on that.
We are, yes.
Full time.
Yes, full time. And any time, I've got the connections I've made through Region 15 and through the economic development, and even local media that knows our plight will often send me a text. Hey, I heard about this grant. So always searching. Just need to find it. We need to find it. But I'll share a story with you. And I don't have my phone over here or my Bible with me. But, on the third day, when they went to the tomb, it was empty. If the tomb was empty on the third day, the Lord will provide for Winslow and for Pike County and for anybody who asks. You have not because you ask not. I am asking every day. When I'm on my knees, when I'm in my prayer closet, I ask every day, Lord, provide. You're the Almighty. You provide everything. You will provide. I know you will. So we sit, we wait. We wait for his answer.
All in his timing,
In
isn't
his
it?
timing, yes. And we trust.
Perfect answer.
Yeah.
One day you wake up to a building falling on Main Street.
Yes.
That came out of left field.
Yes, it did.
You didn't see that coming.
No. That was a call at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
from actually the family that owned it. Called me at 3 a.m. And I get up there and, I mean, talk about being blessed. I mean, the fact that the building fell is horrible, but the fact that nobody was hurt,
injured.
That I feel like people really overlook that a lot. You know, yes, I hate that it happened. I hate that all those bricks are laying there. I hate that that was the oldest building in town. I hate all of that, but I am so thankful that not one person was injured or hurt during that time, because there were people living on either side, and it was very scary that night.
Where is that project today?
The project today lies with Progress Partners, which is the nonprofit side of the Pike County Economic Development Corporation. They have a blight program with some grant money that's sitting there, and so the owner of the building has signed it over to Progress Partners. So Progress Partners is going to use some grant money and also some money from Ready 2.0 that came available recently. We're going to be able to use that to do the asbestos testing that needs to be done, because the state IDEM told us when it fell, not one brick is to be removed until it's tested. Okay, so we got to do some testing, some more engineering reports, at the other buildings that are still there, and then we will hopefully have the funds to get that cleaned up.
And in a building that's 130 years old, there's going to be lead-based paint. There's probably going to be asbestos. When they put before vinyl, we had linoleum.
Yes.
The glue that they used to adhere it had asbestos in it.
So I understand the state, and their stance there, but it's made it kind of difficult. We couldn't just hire somebody to go in and just start removing. You can't. You have to follow the law. So we're working on that. Hopefully soon we'll have that testing done, and we have a structural engineer who's going to come in and look at the buildings that are adjacent, that attached to it, make sure they're strong before we start trying to clean things up. But that's where we're at, and that's through the grant money from Progress Partners that they've received for the blight, and through the Ready funds that became available. And I'm excited about it. This is the first time, pretty sure, yes, this is the first time Winslow has benefited from any of the Ready money. So that's good. That's made me very happy that we were able to get in there and have a project that,
you being involved and your contacts help pulls all that together.
It does. And I'm appreciative for that. Anything
else that you've dealt with in the last 3.5 years that kind of wasn't on the initial agenda?
There's been a lot.
Always something.
Yeah. When I was elected.
And it's fluid.
Yes. When I was elected, we were a council of 3 and had been forever. So myself and the 2 gentlemen that were also elected at that time took office. The town, they had done a referendum that year that we were elected to see what the town thought about moving from 3 to 5 council members, to try to help with some of the stalemate issues that they were having. And the town approved it. So it took office, and we had to appoint 2 additional council members. And we were all 3 new. It was a total turnover. Terms aren't staggered in Winslow. So 3 brand new people. And then we had to appoint 2 new people. And we were able to do that. But the first thing that we noticed once we got started is our books were not auditable. That's a problem that is bad. I mean, we couldn't pass an audit. So we called in.
Not impropriety, just
neglect. Yeah. No, nothing like that. It just our books weren't balanced. And they had been through several clerk treasurers through the years. A lot of turnover, and it just...
And when one starts...
Yes.
And it's not caught up from a previous...
Yes.
It's almost impossible to figure it out.
So we came together and we worked together, and we called in the State Board of Accounts. I'm like, look, we got a problem. We need help. So they came in, and they were able to audit 2 years, but then they couldn't get past there. So we had to hire an accountant to come in and try to help clean up the books. And so we hired a lady. She was a retired state board auditor. And she came in and spent a lot of time in Winslow with our clerk treasurer. And it came to the point, she called the council in. She's like, look, it could take millions of dollars and time to try to figure this out. She said, my recommendation is that you go back to the state board and ask, okay, we're going to draw a line in the sand. This is how much money Winslow has in all of these accounts on this date. Will you accept that? And the state board accepted that. So we were able to draw a line in the sand. This is how much money we have going forward. And they came back in and audited us after a year and passed with flying colors.
Great.
So that was a big deal for 5 new council members to take on when we first started. And so, and we were reluctant to make plans to spend it. You can't spend money you don't know you have it or not. So, right. We kind of had to slow way down on what we wanted to do. And once that came about, we had great relief. Okay, we know. So regardless of what the public says about public officials stealing and, and lying in our pockets, we have audits that show that we did not. And it's that way with every government, with every town. If you want to know, go pull a state board. They come in, they do audits. It's not, there's oversight. Mm-hmm. So we got that all taken care of. And then the 2 gentlemen that I was elected with both moved out of Winslow. So we had to replace them on the council. So I'm the only one left that was elected. Original. Yes. And it's been fine. The people that have joined, they were phenomenal. And,
great.
And we've
Isn't
done
that
great.
A blessing?
It is. We did enact an ordinance to stagger our terms. So this election, this year, the top 2 vote getters get 4 years, and the bottom 3 get 2 years. So then our terms will be staggered from then on out, 3 and 5, or 3 and 2. So it won't always be a new council, because that's hard. So that's some things we've done. There's a lot with the Winslow Festival and the Light Parade. It's very important to some people, these festivals and parades, and it's important to me too. I just feel bad that I don't have time. I just have not had.
You're overwhelmed.
I can't, and so there's been some strife, I feel like, in the community with people thinking that the council doesn't care, and
your plate is full.
It's full. I care, but I have to prioritize. And to me, running water and sewer is more important right now. If there's others that
comes before the weeds.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, before the weeds and the festivals. If other people want to pick up the banner and plan something, we'll help. But the town has no funds for such things, and the council just doesn't. We don't have the manpower to help do those things. So I'm hoping that there seems to be a new committee that's that's picked it up and is trying really hard and is doing a really good job at getting donations and doing some planning for a festival and a parade. And I hope they're very successful. And I hope it continues. We need some longevity. We need some longevity in Winslow. Consistency, yes. So, and I did file for re-election after much thought and prayer. I want to see some things through, and it takes so long to do things. I want to see us get funded for sewer and water. That's the most important thing to me. That's what I want to see. I don't want to quit until I see that happen. So that was my reasoning to run for re-election.
Any fun stuff coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is. Thank you for bringing it up. We did have there was a house in Winslow over behind the pantry that had burned and had sat empty for quite a while. With the help of Progress Partners and the Pike County Economic Development Corporation, acquired that lot, and with grant money had the house demoed, and now we are in the process of hopefully getting a new house built there on that lot. And in my mind, I can't think of when the last new home went up in Winslow. I mean, 20, 25 years at least since a new home has gone up. We're working on a partnership with the Pike Central Trades Program.
Wonderful. For
their kids to come in with supervision and do the actual construction. And then...
Boy, that gives me chills.
Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. I know, it does me... I'm excited about a new house, but I'm even more excited that this partnership with the school and that the kids will get to do it. And because of that, then when it's done, Progress Partners will sell it, and any of the proceeds will go back into the blight program to try to do more houses.
I hate to mention names or name drop, but because there are multiple people, but I know Mr. Holwalt, kids just brag on him.
Yes. Very excited that they're able to do this, and he will supervise he's got a big job ahead of him supervising. And, there's some work they'll have to subcontract out that they can't do, but that's exciting. To me, that is exciting. I would love to see not only that, but I would love to see more of the blight housing in Winslow be purchased and demoed. I'd love to see some duplexes. I'd love to see some senior housing. There's, sky's the limit. We have lots of empty lots and lots of houses that we could do that with. It's just trying to get the funds.
Need some motivated investors.
Absolutely.
Preferably within the community.
Yep.
To come forward and say,
yes,
I'll take this on.
Yep. And there is a business owner in town. I'm not going to name names because he wouldn't like that. But
he's cleaned up some houses.
He's cleaned up a lot of houses.
Yeah.
And continues to do so and continues to want to do so.
Yep.
So
what a great asset.
It is. It really is. We work well together.
His heart's in the right place.
It is. Yeah. And he's put a lot of his own money into it, and there's been...
But he would not want his name mentioned.
He would not want his name mentioned, no. So I won't, but you know who I mean. Yeah. So there has been some investment. There needs to be more, if there can be. So...
Joni, you've still got your radio voice.
Thanks.
You're a pro.
But I have a radio face too, so I never do TV.
That was always my line.
Yeah, well, I stole it from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless Winslow.
Yes.
And keep those prayers going.
We're still praying. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of WFPC Podcasting. The program is brought to you by Hathaway Excavating and Rock Yard, Schultz Eye Care, the Log Ends Farm Bed and Breakfast, the Dustin Schneer Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Harris Real Estate, and Petersburg Car Wash. Please thank our sponsors for their continued investment in Pike County. A new program appears each Friday on WFPCpodcasting.com, exploring the people, information, and news right here in Pike County. See you next week.
Thanks for watching WFPC Podcasting, your local source for the heart and history of Pike County, Indiana. From back roads to town centers, we bring you the voices, stories, and news that shape our community. Join us on this journey through the past, present, and future of Pike County, Indiana. Tune in next week for the next episode of WFPC Podcasting.